Let's recap the month of July and see how well we did and how close we got to a zero-based budget. If you're new here, my name is Erin, and I do mostly budgeting videos, but I also do others every now and then. Most recently, I gave you guys a before and after tour of my craft room / office space. This is my tool notebook cover. I've been using this as my budget planner for several years, and inside all of the inserts that you see that I work with are my own creations. So I do give these away absolutely free. I said I would be doing that for the entire year of 2024. As soon as I came back to YouTube, I was like, you know what, that's just what I'm gonna do. It's how I'm gonna give back to all the people who supported my channel and waited around for me to come back after like a super long hiatus. So this was the July workbook, and it's the puppy on a beach. I'm gonna miss it. It's cute. I mean, I just love it. But we are going to be super excited to be starting. I am gonna be super excited to be starting August. So it's just awesome. I think this is the best budget workbook I've done so far. I've made some tweaks, and it's just more all-encompassing. So we are going to go over to our monthly budget breakdown. We do this at the beginning of every month, and then we reconcile the month by going back and using it as a checks and balances system just to see where we left off. So I do have a cheat sheet that has all my totals on it, because we would be here until Christmas literally if we had to total all that up together, and it's just not going to happen. But what we can do is we can fill in these totals here, and then it will make a lot more sense to see how we did for the entire month. There's a couple little boxes in here that I'm gonna have to go back and like back plan, add the information. But for now, we're just going to concentrate on reconciling and tallying up the month as a whole. So for our income, we made $81.99.64. Not our best month, not our worst month. I mean, you know, it's good. We met all our expenses. We were able to save a little bit. We were able to afford variable expenses and subscriptions. So I think that that's a win. Let's see. For our fixed expenses, our total was $41.26.81. And that was for the entire month of all our regular bills, but these are bills for August. So everything for August is paid as of today, as of a few days ago actually, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys realize that we're working a month ahead on our fixed, but current month on our savings and variables. That's just how we do it. Our savings and variables are more variable, so we don't really plot out, you know, in concrete, you know, how much we're going to have for those. We just kind of play it week by week or paycheck by paycheck. For our savings, we were able to save $553. So I had a modest goal of $400, and I was happy just to exceed that. I didn't think we were going to have a lot this payday or this month. And I was right. We didn't have a ton to put in there, but we are happy with where we're at. All right, so variable expenses, we budgeted $28.65, and we ended up being over that, so $32.48.95. So some of the categories, some of the expenses aren't even in what's written here. There's like some extras, because as the month goes on, I mean, you can do your best to predict what's going to happen on the first of every month, but life happens, and as the month goes on, unexpected things do come up. So I'm just putting that out there because that's kind of part of it. And that's why it's so important to pay attention to your budget on a regular basis, because things do change and they're in flux, and you want to make sure that you're keeping up with it. You're not taken back by any surprises, and that you're not falling short at the end of the month because you didn't do your due diligence to stay on top of things. So it's just more about the knowledge of things and the tracking of things than it is really how much money you make. I mean, it's really more important to work your budget than actually how much you're bringing in. I mean, of course, we all need to bring in to cover our expenses, but you guys know what I'm saying. So for subscriptions, I was able to add Paramount here, so I totaled this to $103.99, and that is one that I added this month, and it's because I am a Big Brother fan, and I watch like the feeds, the live feeds, and I couldn't get them to work on Pluto. I don't know what was happening, but it just wasn't working out for me. So I don't know. It just, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and purchase Paramount for the time that this season is on. So $81.99.64 in income, fixed $41.26.81. If there's anything that I could do to bring down my fixed expenses, I would love to, because I think that's really high. That's just the monthly bills before you get into subscriptions and groceries and gas and life in general. That doesn't count savings. It's just a lot going out in bills, and I wish we could get that down. Variable $32.48.95. I added a little Happy Planner sticker here. Subscriptions $103.99. Savings $553. All right. And then I had a remainder of $166.89. So I tallied up how much I had left over at the end of every month. So I'm going to put that here. $166.89. Or not at the end of every month, at the end of every paycheck. So like I always have a couple dollars left over typically. So I want to make sure that, hold on, let me adjust this just a bit. I want to make sure that that's what it totals up to be, because we're working to the penny here. I mean, it might not always be a zero-based budget, but we have to account for every penny. And if this isn't, you know, evening out and this isn't reconciling to the penny, then that means that I have screwed up somewhere and I need to either recalculate or I did something wrong along the way. And that's not good, because you want your budget to be to the penny. So let's take $81.99.64 minus $41.26.81 minus $32.48.95 minus $103.99 minus $553 minus $166.89 is what I added up after every paycheck, and it's $166.89. So that's perfect. So to the penny, we know. And I'm going to put grand total $81.99. 64. Because you want this number to match this number. You want these two to be the same. All of this in here, in the middle here, this needs to be so precise that these two numbers are exactly the same. All right. So what are we going to do next? Well, next we have to put $166.89 in a jar. And I don't have the money for that. I don't have the cash at home for that. But what I said I was going to do is I was going to put the cash in the jar at the end of every month if I had anything left over, and that was going to be like a separate savings account. But what am I going to do with it? I have no idea. I really have to think that through. But I just wanted to make sure that we were able to go over the entire month breakdown and tally everything up and make sure that we're all on the same page. And I hope that you're doing this too, because this worksheet here, this monthly budget planner, really does help you at the beginning of the month. You can update it throughout the month, but I think it's best to wait till the end. I think you should do it at the beginning and at the end, because then you're able to see everything in a complete picture, and then you're able to break down all these numbers and then get to your totals and make sure that everything is evening out and you're balancing. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, I would really love if you did so. I would love if you stuck around, because I have so much content coming, and I'm still on this video a day momentum, and sometimes 2 videos a day. Maybe it's overkill, but I just have a lot to put out there, and I don't want you to miss any printable giveaways. So I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.